morning. Welcome to another fabulous episode of How Many Tabs Are Open on Mr. Johnson's Computer? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 tabs this morning. Thank you so much for pressing play. Thank you so much for watching the video. Obviously, all of these assignments make a little bit more sense with somebody talking about them, so I'm glad you're trying to make sense of your assignments. So we're going to take a look at today's Engaging Your Brain. You have this, and then you have a play pause it. So with these, once again, remember there are 4 stems. So please use the 4 stems to discuss what you are thinking. The more you use the stems, the better those ideas stick in your brain. By writing things down, by connecting the materials, you are making connections, you are building a knowledge base in your brain to pull from. So, good job for all of y'all that are using all 4 stems. If you're still not using all 4 stems, you can get there. We're almost there. So just listen to the video, listen to the 4 different parts when I go over them, and see if you can put it into your own words. So, first thing today, we are going to talk about the P and S of PIPs. Remember, the other day we did go over PIPs, which was your 4 different types of taxes. Whoa, hey now. 4 different types of taxes that you're responsible for in 5th grade. Remember, there's like more taxes in this world than I'll ever be able to memorize. Oops. Um, but some of those don't apply to us at all. Like there's like taxes that businesses and stuff have to pay that I don't have to worry about at all. So here are the 4 taxes that you must in 5th grade be ready for. Obviously, the first one was the one that we've been dealing with for the past few days, payroll tax. All right. Payroll tax is tax withheld from your paycheck. All right. Payroll tax, payroll, paycheck. Payroll, paycheck. All right. So this goes to pay like things like income taxes and stuff like that, which is actually the second one. All right. So remember, income tax is on let's say we're going to use an example. Mr. Johnson is a teacher. He gets a paycheck from AISD. So his payroll tax would come off of his paycheck. Now, if Mr. Johnson had like a second job, like let's say that for some reason I was a famous math YouTuber, not happening, and I've sold advertising dollars and everything like that. So YouTube sends me a check every month for however many advertising dollars I get. That's not my job, right? And so like that's just income. That's just money that I'm getting, right? That's not like I don't work for YouTube. So YouTube is not my employer. So that would just be income or money coming in. All right. So taxes on money you earn. And remember, income equals money coming in. All right. It's like uh, earnings, money coming in, the money coming in. All right. So payroll tax. This is on a paycheck only. Income tax is on any income I make. So if I paint a picture and sell it for $100,000, I have to pay taxes on the money that I've made, the money coming in, my income. All right. And just because I painted a picture doesn't mean that's my job. I'm a teacher. So my job is AISD is my employer. If I just happened to paint like the best picture ever and someone was like, I'll pay $100,000 for that, then I would have to pay taxes on that $100,000 that they gave me for my picture because that's money that I'm making or that's income. All right. So finally, today we're going to focus on property tax. And this is a tax on houses, land, and businesses. So this is a tax on houses, land, and businesses. So property tax, if your parents own the house that y'all live in, they pay taxes every year just to live there. All right. Every single year, they're paying taxes just to live on that property. Even if the house is paid off, they still pay the city of Austin thousands of dollars a year to make sure that schools are up to date, teachers are getting paid, firefighters, police officers, EMS people will come to your house if something happens. So property tax is another tax on top of the other two, but property tax is only paid by people that own property. So houses, land, businesses. You might say, my sweatshirt's property, but that's not something like a house, land, or business. So you're not going to pay property tax on like a pen or a phone or a sweatshirt. All right. Finally, the things that you might pay tax on, like for this is like the only tax that you've probably paid as a fifth grader. A sales tax is taxes on goods and services. All right. A tax on goods and services. And goods and services is a complicated way of just saying things. All right. You go to the store, you buy a PlayStation, that's a good. All right. If you, let's say, like, for instance, with Xbox, I pay for my Xbox Gold subscription. That's a service. All right. That's not a product. I can't hold my Xbox Gold subscription. All right. So, but I still pay sales tax on that. I can hold a game if I buy a game, like a physical copy of a game. That's a good. But my Xbox Live Gold subscription is a service. Same thing, like if you get your hair cut, the person cutting your hair, you're paying sales tax on the service of cutting your hair. If they try and upsell you and sell you like some shampoo or some conditioner to make your hair still look awesome after your haircut, that would be a good. All right. So PIPS, PIPS, payroll tax, income tax, property tax, sales tax. Now that we've had a review of that, let's talk about sales tax, a tax on goods and services. Example, you buy a game, same example, for $39.99, and the total cost is $43.45. This is something you have experience with if you ever bought anything at the store that wasn't food. Basically, unprocessed food. If I buy an apple, they don't give me tax. If I buy apple juice, they're probably going to tax that because it's processed. Or like Apple Jacks, definitely going to tax that because it's not really apples. So things like water's not taxed, lettuce isn't taxed, bananas aren't taxed, things like that. But then if you buy like something that's been processed, so instead of, let's say, bananas, I buy like Jello banana pudding. That's going to be taxed because that's processed. It's weird like that. Like for instance, like I think definitely, like, let's say you go to McDonald's, you're paying tax. That's food, but you're paying tax. But if you go to HEB and buy an apple, they're not going to charge you tax on that. It's a weird sales tax loophole. They do not sales tax unprocessed food. All right, so payroll tax. That is the first one that we talked about. Payroll tax, remember, that's taken out of your gross income. Gross is most, net is less. And payroll tax comes off of a paycheck. And they really didn't specify that. Oh, yeah, they did. Oh, yeah. So, example, you earn $240 total for the week, but your paycheck is $205.50 after taxes. So, what happened? Gross is most, net is less. And the thing that came out when it says after taxes, oh, let's snooze this. It wants to restart. After taxes, remember, that means that taxes have been taken out. So you earned $240, you paid some taxes, and you end up with $205. Just like when we looked at my paycheck yesterday, and we're like, okay, they took out over $1,000, and I did not get my 4,000. I only got my 3,000. All right. So I noticed that these are two very different types of tax. One of them is a tax that I, as a fifth grader, have paid before when buying something. One of them is a tax that I won't have till I have a job and get a paycheck. All right. So I noticed that they are the same because they are both taxes. They go to the government to pay for things. All right. Taxes are used. The citizens pay the government, and the government pays for things back for the citizens, firefighters, the Air Force, the Army, buildings, hospitals, buses. All right. So let's see, they are the same because they are taxes. They're different because sales tax is something that you pay all the time. Every time you buy something, you pay sales tax. You only get payroll tax taken out if you're making a paycheck. So if you don't have a job, you don't have to worry about payroll tax because you're not getting a paycheck. If you don't have a job, you still pay sales tax when you go to the store to buy something. All right. So payroll tax, you don't have to worry about if you don't have a job. Sales tax, you always have to worry about, unless you live in California or something like that. They don't have sales tax in California. Weird, huh? All right. They're different because sales tax can be paid by anybody. Payroll tax is only paid by people that get a paycheck. So sales tax, sales tax is a tax that kids pay. Payroll tax is not a tax that kids pay. All right. Once again, you'll be 16 before you're worrying about your payroll tax. Finally, I wonder if these things have anything to do with each other. I wonder if they affect each other. The answer is no. Sales tax and payroll tax are not things that really have to do with each other. Payroll tax has to do with the money you make. Sales tax has to do with the money you spend. All right, and that's another thing you can say about differences. Sales tax is on money you spend. Payroll tax is on money you earn. All right. So I wonder why fifth graders have to learn about payroll tax. It's a legit question because you won't have a job for like 5 more years that gives you a paycheck. So those are all sorts of things that you could say with the discussion. Obviously, the wonder one is probably the easiest this week because we just don't know that much about the tax world yet. So um, just once again, remember, let's review PIPS, PIPS, the 4 taxes you're responsible for in fifth grade. Payroll tax is tax withheld from your paycheck. Income tax, taxes on money you earn or income, money coming in. Property tax is a tax on houses, land, and businesses. And then finally, sales tax is a tax on goods and services, so things that you buy from the store. Um, Another good example of sales tax where we use both is like, let's say I buy a Big Mac from McDonald's, but I get it delivered from Uber Eats. That would be a little excessive, but McDonald's, the burger, that's a good. Uber Eats, the delivery service, that's a service. So you can pay for both in one transaction. All right, so that's basically it for the day, or for this one activity. Now, just check out the play pause it. They will explain some of these concepts further and more in depth. Like and subscribe, y'all, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Please ask your teachers if you have any questions. We'll be around. It is asynchronous Wednesday, so just reach out on Blend or something. Teachers are in meetings at some points, but we'll be online too. So I hope you have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye.